The heart of Lincoln, America. Something ain't right. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clearing.
We are back for a Wednesday, a Pro Day Wednesday here on 93.7 The Ticket. Pro Day going on down at Memorial Stadium. Might be wrapping up. I know they were doing it this morning. Oliver Martin, maybe the star so far from it. I saw he had a pretty good jump. So we'll try to get you updated on some of the things going on there. Also, a battle between me and Rico today. Who has the freshest cut in the room? We both got haircuts.
It's me.
The same day.
It's me.
What time did you get yours done yesterday?
4 o'clock. When did you get yours done?
I think you know what, my haircut took a while, so I think it might have outlasted you. I might have been done by like.
Okay, when were you done?
I
was done after you then.
Really?
I started mine at 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it done by 4:45. That's when I left. That's when I left the building.
All right, you might beat me in freshest cut in the room, but it was close.
Yeah.
Are you going to be here tomorrow, Rico?
I am not going to be here tomorrow. I will be heading down to Lawrence, Kansas. I might still be on the road at this time, on my way down to Lawrence, Kansas, to check out the women, the Lady Huskers taking on the Jayhawks of Kansas in the Super 16 round of the WNIT. It's going to be fantastic. It'll be my first time down at Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. As Nebraska goes into that game, do you know, as you look at the bracket, what's kind of Nebraska's? Are they favored as far as the NIT, or like what are we looking at here?
Well, on their side of the NIT bracket, there is only one non-power conference team. I don't remember who it was. I'll have to check that out again. But on the other side, there's only like 3 power conference teams. That doesn't really mean anything because, you know, in the past couple of years, non-power conference teams have won the WNIT. So Nebraska, they have a really tough draw with Kansas, who was a team who Nebraska has played already. At the time that they played, it was early December, mid-December. Kansas was ranked in the top 25 and undefeated, no losses on the season. Nebraska welcomed Kansas into PBA and beat them in 3 overtimes.
Wow.
2 major differences, though, from that time. Nebraska will be without the services of Allison Widener, who hurt herself a couple of games after that, running into a chair below the stanchion and messing up her knee. I don't think they ever really told us what exactly happened, but she messed up her knee. She was gone for the season right before they left for Puerto Rico. She still went on the trip, but actually, no, it was after they came back from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
She got hurt before they went to Puerto Rico. Totally different injury. That was an eye injury.
Oh, okay.
Just tough.
I'd still go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't anyways. But it was after they came back that she hurt her knee. And Sam Hybe played in that game. She probably still wasn't 100%. She was coming off of the knee procedure that she had gotten in the offseason that they thought was going to keep her out for a lot longer, probably like half of the season. She came back before then. She played in that game as well. She got hurt in the last game that they played in the WNIT against Northern Iowa, and we still haven't heard anything about her injury, but they did fear that it was serious. And I don't know if no news is good news or really what that means, but we have yet to hear about her injury. So I'm just going to say that they're going to be without her as well. So no Allison Widener, no Sam Hybe for Nebraska. Those two did play in the triple overtime win against Kansas earlier in the year. But Kansas missed out on the NCAA tournament, had a pretty good season in the Big 12, but they're coming off of a complete and utter domination of the Missouri Tigers. They also played in Lawrence in the last round of the WNIT. So Kansas is riding high. Nebraska's riding high off of a win, but kind of low because of the injury to Sam Hybe. So we'll see exactly what Nebraska team shows up. But I believe Kendall Moriarty will probably get the start, and she played pretty well after Sam Hybe went down against Northern Iowa.
So some intriguing storylines going into that. I'm excited for you to go to Fog Island Fieldhouse and check that out. Also excited for the news that has been going on around 93.7 The Ticket. Again, if you are just tuning in, you maybe didn't hear today or hear the last couple of days. Amon Green joining the team here. That was announced on Monday. He will have shows Thursday at 6.
This Thursday.
This Thursday even. So get ready for it. Amon Green. Packers all-time leading rusher, and I believe the 2003 NFL leading rusher. I can't remember if he broke 2,000 yards or almost broke 2,000 yards, but
he's a Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Yeah, well, and as well he should be. A great career for Amon Green. He'll be joining the ticket. We learned yesterday Adam Carricker also joining the ticket from 12 to 1 on Mondays. So from noon to 1 on Mondays, and then we'll also
starting April 10th
get some stuff going on Friday. Okay, so that will be a few weeks out, but we'll still be looking forward to that. And then today we learned the return of an original here at 93.7 The Ticket. And as I set this up, I probably better make sure that the site's muted.
Yeah, are you sure it's right?
Yeah, this could just be placed up. Yeah, there it is.
It is.
Yeah, I made sure. Good thing I made sure and still didn't fix it. That's perfect. All right, so the return of a Lincoln favorite here that we've had at 93.7 before.
Baseball in KC. Kansas City got up to date in the field, and at the plate they owned the AL West for many years. Whitey led the way, Freddie Patek, Al McRae. The 1980 pennant brought a royal cheer.
We're talking baseball.
Willie Wilson, Georgie Brett, Royal Bay.
I don't know if George Brett will be back on the team, but the Royals are coming back to 93.7.
Who knows?
The Red Sox took a lot of the Royals from last year, so we'll see. We'll see
the
how
Kansas City
out.
Red Sox?
That's right.
Or the Boston Royals?
Boston Royals.
The Boston Royals.
Yeah, so a few new names on the Royals. And so we're excited to have that back. You know, it just feels right. The closest team to our market. And it seems like, you know, and we had the Cubs on 93.7 The Ticket for a while. The Cubs took over not just Lincoln, but just kind of everywhere when they started to win and compete for the World Series. But
remember what happened
the Royals are Lincoln's team, I feel like.
Remember what happened the last time the Royals were on this radio station?
I do.
They won the World Series.
Yes.
I'm not saying anything, but I think I'm kind of saying something.
Yeah, there might be something to that
because,
missing ingredient.
Because then we switched to the Cubs.
Yeah.
And you know what happened when the Cubs was on radio here?
Oh, I do remember.
Because won a World Series. I don't know. There might be something to it.
Might be.
Although we did have the Broncos on this radio station this last year, and that
they didn't win.
It was just a baseball.
We had the Cowboys a few times. Yeah, our NFL.
I think it's just a baseball thing. Yeah, no.
But we'll see. So excited to have the Royals back, and I believe there's no more news tomorrow. So
yes, I believe so.
Continues. As I love how DP does set it up when he has news, he puts it all together in 1 week and keeps you waiting.
And he's like, "Here you go."
Yeah,
but we're only going to give you one a day,
just
to keep your interest peaked.
So that's good stuff. And now I'm officially again have a second team in the Royals. Sorry, you're still not over my Red Sox.
I do not.
You do not.
I will watch the Royals.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're fun. Sometimes they lose a lot. Mostly a lot of losing. But hey, what happens? It happens. It'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Either way, you'll be able to hear the games here on 93.7 The Ticket. And you're right, it will be fun. One thing I did want to also track as we're talking about kind of postseason basketball before we got into that was the all-time leading scorer. We kind of talked about that on this show where a player for Detroit Mercy, Antoine Davis, was attempting to break Pete Maravich's all-time NCAA record, fell short of it in their conference tournament. But at 14-19, Detroit Mercy thought, because CBI was like retweeting stuff and sending out things like, hey, maybe we should get Detroit Mercy. Well, then people had backlash. They emailed and sent doves and letters and whatever old school things the CBI does, but they emailed the pigeons. CBI. Yeah, pigeons. They emailed the CBI and said, yeah, this is a travesty. You can't do that. And so Antoine Davis was upset. He was quoted saying, I'm upset about it. I feel like I got cheated out of something that they can't give back to me. I think it's selfish and weird that people emailed or called the CBI to say we shouldn't be in the tournament because they don't want me to break the record. Well, Antoine, for me, it's not because you weren't quite close to getting the record and you had 6 years to do it. That's fine. That's just kind of how college basketball turned out. It's the fact that your team's 14-19 and doesn't deserve a tournament appearance at all. And nobody does. We're going 14-19.
You good?
No. How is he? He feels like they've taken something away from him. They didn't take anything away from you. You have to win to get to tournaments at the end of the season. That's how it's always been.
I'm just gonna let you take this one. You seem very passionate about this.
Well, I am. I'm a little bit upset that that's the angle that he came out of it after all. But at the same time, if you're competitive, you'd like the opportunity. But that's what the gravity of that conference tournament was supposed to be.
Mhm.
It's not if Detroit Mercy was going to win the tournament. They weren't. They're not a very good team.
Yeah.
It was, is he going to surpass the record? And he didn't quite do it. And that's fine. Leave the story there.
I mean, you had your conference tournament to surpass it, and you fell 4 points shy. Sorry about it. It happens. You had a losing record, not going to the CBI. Maybe the CBI would have done it just to gain more traction.
I thought
and probably get some TV time because you could say that he'd break it in like the first 2 minutes. But no, I don't know if the CBI would have even invited them anyways. So for him to be this upset about it, but I get it. I mean, that would be an amazing record to have, and just to say you scored more points in college than the vaunted Pistol Pete, who people thought that record would never be touched, and it still kind of isn't going to be touched unless you get 6 years in college as a starter. But yeah, no, I understand his frustration. If people were truly saying we just don't want them there because we don't want to see the record fall, that's dumb. But if also you don't need to send emails and letters and whatever to a tournament to just like, don't invite this team, this is dumb, whatever. Yeah. But I understand it from.
That's probably the only emails the CBI got. I don't know what else.
They're like, yay.
There's like junk mail. Hey, this is a real one.
Ooh. But in terms of a team deserving to make it to a postseason tournament, probably not, unfortunately, for Detroit Mercy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Antoine.
But good for Detroit Mercy because we've all heard of them now.
Yeah. Are you sure you're going to be good? You were worked up.
Were there veins coming out of my head?
Almost. You were getting red.
Yeah. I the sanctity of winning and earning postseason plays.
Oh yeah, you're all about that.
Except for that one time when Nebraska could have went to a bowl game at like 3-5.
Oh, should have done that. Should have done that.
That's just extra practice. That's
you
got to think about the program.
Doing?
But the team vote, as it were, went against it. All right, let's take a break here on the Ticket Water Cooler. When we come back, we'll have some college football news and notes. Talk about the pro days and who are Nebraska's best pros as the new crop of guys go into the league. We'll talk about that coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you planting this spring? Make safety your priority. LES requires any landscaping or trees to be planted a safe distance from electrical line equipment to give roofs safe access. Visit les.com/trees to learn more.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products that help calm me down during games and on the golf course so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and the internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and much of the fresh. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419 6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Biker with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Hey there.
Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, their advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstcu.com. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Member in way.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is hiring. They are looking for a garage door installation and service technician with a clean driving record. Experience is not required as they will train for the positions. However, mechanical aptitude is required. If you want to come be a part of a small business where you're family, not just an employee, call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today to apply at 402-480-2840. That's 402-480-2840. Steve's Garage Doors and Services.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico on the flute. I am on the whatever that noise was that went. Meow.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that was. But no, thanks to the band
be on
for
the
playing.
saxophone.
We don't want to take credit for the band working hard over there. In
Nope,
the next
all me.
studio. Yeah, it's not Rico. All right, guys, you can
Okay,
stop
thank you guys.
playing
Get out of here.
there.
Get out of here.
We pay those guys too much. I don't know why.
We
they
really
always-
do.
Yeah.
Take some of their pay away. They don't barely play that much.
Yeah, it's like if you're at a music station, maybe it makes sense to bring the band in all the time. But I don't know.
We don't bring them in all the time.
Yeah. All right. The big recruiting weekend is coming, and there's a little bit of news, not necessarily as far as who's visiting or whatnot, but there is a return to number one for Dylan Raiola. I saw it as the industry rankings were updated. If you remember, what was it, maybe a month ago by now, a few weeks ago, he had moved off the number one spot.
It was like fifth.
Still the number one quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The industry has decided, despite the fact that there's been no games played or anything that's happened, that now he's number one.
Yay, he's back.
He's back to number one. So Nebraska officially with the number one college football recruit coming to town this weekend.
Careful how you word that. If you would have forgot that coming to town, people would have been like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, maybe I've seen some people hold out hope for a commitment. I don't think you're going to get that. And we talked to Brian Munson before. He said, I don't think you get that out of any of the big name guys. Just at this point in the recruiting cycle,
this is way early.
You'd
for them.
really have to just blow them away. And even if you did get a commitment from, I suppose, unless they lock it down and say they're not going anywhere else, it would probably be one of those situations where it's like, well, you still got a long time before signing day.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, it's just an excellent job for Matt Rule and staff from getting the guys in. Now, the other thing that's going on today is Pro Day, and something that's kind of making the rounds on the internet is Matt Rule talking to shirtless Garrett Nelson at Pro Day. And you just wonder, and I feel kind of bad. I wish Garrett Nelson could have been a part of this upcoming year. I know he had to make the move. He felt like it was time to go and give it a shot at the NFL. Unfortunately, didn't get an invite to the combine. So today was kind of his big day. I mentioned earlier, there's some other guys like Oliver Martin had a pretty good jump.
Well, Oliver Martin was, during the Frost tenure when he was here, I know, we talk about the Frost tenure, whatever. But they would always say that he always tested out as one of the more athletic guys on the team.
That's right, he did.
So, to see it in actual real life and to see the videos and not just have it come from the coach's mouth or some of the other players, like to actually see it, it's like, oh wow, like they weren't lying. Like this is true. He's a supremely athletic person, which then begs the question, why was there not more production?
Well, you don't just play on 3 Big Ten teams without being pretty darn athletic.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that had anything to do with it. For what it's worth, Evan Bland tweeting this out. 11-2 on the broad jump, which would have been 4th among all receivers at the NFL Combine.
Look at that.
So that's why I brought it up twice, is that it's a combine type of number that he put up. So hopefully, all the Huskers, former Huskers, get a shot there. But with that, I wanted to kind of get your thoughts here, Rico, on who are the best five best Nebraska pro players now, because we're kind of getting to the twilight of the Ndamukong Suh, Levante David just automatically being the top 2 of your list. And now you've got kind of some younger guys up in the rankings.
Who is even in the league?
I can give you some names here that I think probably would be in the race. Now there's some other guys in the league as well. Brett Maher probably kicked himself out of the race, which is interesting because he was having a career year before that.
He was.
Without those final couple games, Brett Maher might be on your list.
Oh, easily.
But with those final games, I'm worried about his future in the NFL.
Unfortunately.
And that's the life of a kicker.
Yeah.
So you could go there. An interesting question at this point in their careers is Rex Burkhead or Amir Abdullah more of a weapon in the NFL?
Amir Abdullah, because Rex Burkhead keeps getting hurt. Amir Abdullah is used on kickoff returns. I don't know if they use him on punt returns. I know he's used on kickoff returns. And sometimes he'll get in and be like a little scat back for him, but not very often at the running back position. But on kickoff returns, he's used. He's a big weapon, probably among the running backs that are in the league for Nebraska. I think he's the more dangerous.
One other guy that I would think that might not quite make the list, but is definitely a young guy to look up for, but he hasn't played too much and might not play again this upcoming year, Cam Jurgens. I can't wait to see what his career becomes, and I think that he could easily be a guy that's on a list like this for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll be a guy that's definitely, hopefully 10 years, is playing for a long time in the NFL on that offensive line for the Eagles, for whoever he ends up playing for, but he's got a really great mentor in front of him to learn from. So he'll hopefully, lead the way for the Huskers in the NFL. I think one of the better ones, honestly, looking at this list, I found a list of all of them. I would have said, a couple years ago, I would have said Malik Collins.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't really hear much from him down in Houston. But a guy that I would, hopefully it returns to it. Nick Gates turned himself into a really good offensive lineman, broke his leg, both of the bones in his lower leg a couple of years ago, came back, played a couple of games this last year, and then signed a pretty nice contract with the Washington Commanders this offseason. So we'll see him hopefully making a start for the Commanders and going back to where he was named a captain for the New York Giants, going back to that kind of production up in Washington, up in DC. So I think he'd be up there with one of the best. Obviously, Levante David, like you said. JoJo Domann has a touchdown in the league off of a blocked punt, so that's cool. That's cool. Ndamukong Suh. A lot of these guys don't really play all that, right? Randy Gregory, I guess he's up there too.
Yeah.
Cam Taylor-Britt and Stanley Morgan, really big special teams guys, although Cam Taylor-Britt was, I think they put him at the slot from time to time. So he actually played on the defensive side of things. I know he
Oh
started.
yeah, he ended up starting.
He
by the
started
end.
for a bit due to some injuries for the Bengals. I don't know if he started at the end, but I know he was
I
starting
believe he was
towards
even
the
their
beginning.
playoff run at least.
Yeah. So he'll keep his name up there. He'll be up there in that top 5. But I'm gonna say it's probably Nick Gates.
Yeah. Yeah, as I was looking through it, and Randy Gregory is interesting because he's still basically got that big Denver contract off of his athleticism and his potential. He's just like a big ball of potential that's just going to keep moving. But at some point, he's getting older, and I know it was injuries that held him back last year. But you talk about the Broncos and not living up to expectations. That was one of their huge offseason signings, and it just they didn't get too much production out of it. So I think he's there, and he's definitely there as far as like national recognition. People around the league know who Randy Gregory is, which I don't know if that's the case for a lot of these guys on the list. But I think he's in the top 5. If I had to go top 5, I'd still put Levante David up there.
Oh yeah,
the 1-year deal is it's kind of signifying where he is at this point in his career. So there is that, but he's still it should be a Hall of Famer. Might not get it because he didn't get all the accolades, but NFL champion, All Pro. A few years back, Levante David's by far your number 1 still to me, and then I think you could go Randy Gregory, Cam Taylor-Britt, if Gregory's healthy and on
if
the field.
If Ndamukong Suh is on a team, he's number 2.
You think so?
Yeah, if he's on a team, he's number 2.
Yeah,
but you're not guaranteed that he's going to be. I mean, it took until towards the end of the season, making a playoff run. They were pretty much in the playoffs. The Eagles were, but just kind of solidifying that defense for them to sign him. So we'll see if he gets on a team earlier rather than later this upcoming NFL season. But if he's on a team, I'd still put him at number 2. He's still a dominant force on the inside. And like you said, Brett Maher would be up there. Well, if he's still on the Cowboys, depending on how next season starts, or if he's on a team, depending on how next season starts, he'd be in the top 5.
Yeah. And I do think
he's solid from 60 plus.
I think you're right about Nick Gates. Yeah, he's like an all-time record,
which is so weird.
From 60 plus. He's got the record for most field goals.
You get him within 30, it's a crapshoot. But you get him 59, 60, 61, nail it.
But it's any kicker. If they start getting missing a few, then you might get in your head about it.
Overcompensating is just a
certainly
problem.
Did.
But Samori Toure has a touchdown as well. We'll see if he gets some more run in Green Bay. Whoever the quarterback is.
Here's a question on Pro Day, and Trey Palmer, by the way, as he said in this studio, he's not going to run the 40 again, so he didn't run the 40, though he thinks he can get to 4.2 speed. Do you think that we could relatively quickly be talking about Trey Palmer on a top 5?
Depends on where he gets drafted. If it's a team that, well, I don't think a team that runs the ball really all that much is going to draft him, but if it's a team that loves to throw the ball, if it's a lot of deep routes, I think you'll hear his name pretty early, but he's going to have to make his mark early in training camp to get that spot, because not like he has improved his routes. He's a very good route runner. It's the catching with the hands that is going to be his biggest bugaboo. He can catch in traffic. He can do all that. We've seen it this last season, but there were also those wide open drops that he's going to have to fix, because in the NFL, you're not going to get that many opportunities to drop the ball and still be looked at as, the go-to guy on whatever team, especially if you're a rookie.
Well, yeah, and I don't expect him to be the go-to guy, but when he is when he's on the field, I mean, you can't teach that speed. So, I mean, that is something that's going to stand out in whatever camp he goes to. And so I expect him to play relatively early. I think as we look at this pro days, probably still, I'd be surprised if he gets to the 4th round.
I mean, a team that's looking for a field stretcher that kind of lost theirs this last year, Kansas City.
Yeah?
I'm sure Patrick Mahomes would love to chuck the ball up and have a wide receiver run under it again.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting. That'd be a really good fit.
Where would you be surprised if he dropped? You think 5th round certainly, but you think in
4th,
2nd, 3rd round?
I think if he's still around in the 5th round, then
that'd be shocked.
I'd be amazed.
Yeah.
4th round, I would be not worried. I would be concerned a little bit, but I don't think first 2 rounds, but 3rd, 4th, I think that's his range.
And certainly if you pay attention to it, because if you're a 2nd round pick, then the franchise has has that tied to you. So I mean, the fans hold that against you.
Yeah,
they're gonna basically. I was saying they're gonna give you a higher position on the team.
Oh yeah,
basically right away. If you kind of get in that third, fourth territory, it's still developmental. But we'll kind of see how it turns out. Wandale, by the way, not on our list of top 5 former Huskers because he can't be anymore. He's a Wildcat.
Sad.
Former Kentucky player.
He didn't graduate from Nebraska. If you graduate from Nebraska, I'll count it.
He was there for remember when they introduced the big addition to the stadium, or what do they call that project? The big
Go Big project.
The Go Big project.
Yeah, they brought him up to talk at the podium.
Like he'll
hey,
be here for 4 years and he'll see the end of it.
Yeah, it'll be done by the time that I graduate.
Yeah. And
spoiler alert, it wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have been. There was that whole COVID thing.
And also you left. But hey, whatever.
Yeah. We still love Wandale. I'm just saying, I don't think he can be on the list of X.
No.
Sorry.
No. Adrian can.
Adrian can't either.
Yes, he can. Yes,
now,
he can. He graduated from Nebraska.
Oh, that's your rule?
Yeah.
Well,
it's his alma mater.
Here's what. I'm not too worried because I don't think Adrian's going to make it in the NFL.
Okay. Sorry. Whatever you say, sir.
USFL Adrian.
Whatever you say, it's going to happen.
NFL Adrian, I'm not sure.
It's going to happen, and I'm getting a jersey. Depending on where he goes.
I still support Adrian. I just am not sure about his NFL hopes. I wish I would have made it down to the Little Apple to go see Adrian play.
Would have been glorious.
That would have been fun, yeah.
I wanted to go to the Oklahoma game, but I was like, they might lose, especially after Oklahoma drubbed Nebraska. Turns out, wrong.
Oh, man. That was a fun game of the college football season. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll wrap up the show coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket. This is The Ticket Water Cooler.
Hi, Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Mike Shaver here to tell you that Trek CBD has a new name, and it's Hemp Boss. It's the same product you've grown to love, just a new name. Spring sports are on the horizon, and Hemp Boss has a variety of products down during games and on the golf course so it don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options for you to calm you down before, during, and after any event. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Hemp Boss has it all at 84th and the Internet. Hemp Boss, naturally healthy CBD.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SolderHeyman.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. Commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. For a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. March is a month of good luck. From epic runs in state basketball to watching Cinderella spring the upset in college basketball. And of course, St. Patrick's Day. Luck is on your side at Mullen Motors, too, because their lot is full of great vehicles to take home. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride, as summer roads are just around the corner. Your luck starts this month at Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Ticket Water Cooler with Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I do know the halftime entertainment.
Oh, the halftime. That's right. Red Panda's in town.
Woo!
Yeah. The best halftime performer in the nation. The guy dances on chairs.
That terrifies me. That one scares me.
At the Bob Devaney Sports Center. For some reason, it was just always kids and oversized like Husker stuff and racing down the court. Like that was the go-to. That's all they really had. So what's funny than kids in oversized clothing? That's hilarious.
Perfect.
Hilarious every time. Let's do it again.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkeley Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Nebco is hiring CDL drive for Ready Mix Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Back to the Ticket Water Cooler, brought by Wingstop on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on the Ticket Water Cooler on 93. It's for the crossover with Nick Sainert, and I've got a question for you guys that involves this song right here. Oh, man, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the best Power Rangers of all time, are reuniting actually pretty soon for a 30th anniversary special. Are you guys too what is it? Too young, I guess, for the Power Rangers?
I watched Power Rangers.
I watched Power Rangers.
The Mighty
as well.
Morphins?
Yeah. I watched Power Rangers as well.
Did you guys play Power Rangers? Were you a certain Power Ranger?
I was always.
I liked.
Well,
the red
everybody
one.
wanted to be the red. Everybody wanted to be the red one, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Dummy.
He was the leader.
Everybody wanted to be the red one.
Well, here I was.
You were the red one automatically.
I was the red one.
No, he wasn't. He's not. In his friend group, he's not the Red Ranger.
You don't think so?
No, he's definitely not the Red Ranger.
That's not what AD and Raph say. I say I'm the leader. My punching bag at Rosie's Bar and Grill downtown. We can say that because they're a proud partner of the station.
They have a punching bag, don't they?
They have a punching bag.
One of the the one that like
the one that
that you can
how hard you punch.
Yeah. I have the record.
You have the record down there.
I
Maybe
have
you
the
are
record.
the Red Ranger.
I am the Red Ranger.
He could be the Red Ranger.
I am the Red Power Ranger.
I
Seriously,
highly.
It's funny
unless somebody. So I was 1 point or 2 points shy of like the max point.
Mm-hmm.
So unless somebody got 1 point shy, I still have the record.
You don't go and check your record.
I haven't
every
been
day?
down there in about like a month and a half, so I couldn't tell you.
It's just because I haven't been there.
I think that
Rico, I'd be more than happy to take you on.
Let's do it.
I think the Chuck E. Cheese shut down around here, but I used to have the record there for the basketball.
For the makes,
really? Yeah,
the shooting.
I don't know if that was really or if that was just I just went there one time and beat the record. So I don't know. Maybe they reset it every day.
Yeah. You're like, I'm out.
I'm like, that's all I need. All these kids suck, and I deserve a stuffed animal or whatever you get.
I was always sad because when I went to Chuck E. Cheese like 2 times with my buddies when we were young, I was always the one that had the least amount of tickets.
Why? Because you didn't play the ticket
don't
games?
think I was good.
You didn't play the ticket games, or did you?
Yeah, like I just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a strategy whether you want to have fun or get the tickets. Because if you have fun, they're not going to give you tickets.
Yeah, like I want to do that roller coaster one. I don't like roller coasters like in real life, but I don't mind riding them in Chuck E. Cheese.
Did you guys know that Mark Onweiler used to be Chuck E. Cheese?
He used to be Chucky.
No, he did not.
Because they used to dress him up and he'd go out there.
He used to be Chuck Entertainment Cheese.
In fact, when you
did
were
you know
young,
that's what the
maybe
E stands for?
Maybe when you saw him there.
Did you know that the E, his middle name is Entertainment?
How freaky would that have been?
Yeah, maybe
if I had my former boss scaring the crap out of me wearing a Chuck E. or a future boss. Future boss scaring the crap out of me at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, we just will not know. But yeah, I thought that was a little update on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They're getting a reunion, and Rita is still bothering them 30 years later. So they're going to fight her, and then,
maybe you should like stop her or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They apparently they just haven't been doing well at it.
Been hanging out.
They're really old now though, because they're bringing back the original actors.
Are they really?
The Green and White Ranger passed away recently, and the Yellow Ranger passed away. So they're having like their kids or like their fake kids, in the show, jump and take their suits or whatever. But
that's too bad. Yeah, I used to have it on VHS.
Did
Power
you
Rangers.
really? That's good to know that you had VHS even.
Oh, I loved VHS.
Yeah, VHS was awesome.
Loved VHS. And then it was the coolest thing ever when we got the 2-in-1 VHS and DVD player.
Yep. That was like
TV.
rich people status.
Oh yeah.
When you had that, you were like, oh
I
yeah.
don't know about that.
No, I had it too, and we weren't rich. No, I'm just saying when you got that, you were like, oh yeah.
Because
we're living large.
I mean, people will know the greatest thing about DVDs is that you never had to rewind them.
Yeah. Skip to the scene.
I'm just tired of. Yeah.
Shout out to Blockbuster.
I remember when it was the coolest
Be kind,
thing
rewind.
ever. I remember when it was the coolest thing ever when you could like go to the main menu screen and pick which scene you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, this is revolutionary.
And all the extras.
Yeah. Like
you're like, oh, when did I fall asleep? And you're
yeah.
like, this is the scene.
Hey, it's okay. If we missed a scene, we can just go back. We hit that main menu button, go back to the exact scene where it started.
You hit rewind and you can like see it rewinding, and you're like, what?
I was like, wow.
Now it's weird because DVD players are kind of old. Like, how many people have DVD players anymore?
Well, I remember also like when I got my portable DVD player, it was the coolest thing ever.
Oh, you could take it around. Oh,
you could take it on car rides.
Oh yeah.
Never had
one.
Like
it was like, all right, Nick.
Now that was rich.
Now that's rich.
My parents would always be like, all right, Nick, do you guys, or ask me and my sister, like, all right, you guys got your DVDs, whichever DVDs you want to watch.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we got it. Yep. And so we each had one, and we were watching DVDs.
Oh, you both? Oh my goodness.
We both had one, and
you guys were living large. I was not.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's good for the trips. Couple of college football notes.
That made those 11-hour trips to Fort Worth, Texas, a lot quicker.
Why were you going to Fort Worth a lot?
Got family down there.
Oh yeah,
we were just looking out the window.
Love Fort Worth, Texas.
Big Fort Worth. Not a Dallas guy. You don't want to cross the line.
It's a suburb. It's a suburb. So I enjoy
big TCU fan.
Going to Dallas. Thought about TCU.
Big TCU fan.
Thought about TCU. I love
You could have had
stock yards are a blast to go to.
If you would have put your family down there, their address, you could have got in-state tuition.
Should have gotten.
Maybe could have. Yeah.
They said I could have stayed with them because they live about 10 minutes from the campus.
Yeah. See,
TCU sent me a recruiting letter once. I'm not sure why. That was like the only school I got from the outside. I was like, hey, would you be interested in coming to TCU? It's like I hadn't really thought about it.
Shout out to Texas Christian.
Well, when I was choosing colleges, being a baseball guy, like I was like attracted to TCU because like they were in. Brandon Finnegan was a guy that he went to the Royals. Shout out to the Royals.
What happened to Brandon Finnegan?
He faded.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm done.
He got traded to the Reds, I believe, and just stopped pitching basically. But it was funny because it was like Brandon Finnegan's that guy that pitched one of the first players, if not the first, to pitch in both the College World Series and the World Series in the same calendar year.
That's right. That was awesome.
Yeah, because he got called up instantly to the Royals on their postseason roster after the College World Series, and they're like, "We need you to pitch in the World Series."
He last played in 2018.
Yeah,
for Cincinnati.
Yeah,
at the age of 25.
Yeah,
he went 0-3.
Yeah, but he had that really good. He was like a really had a lot of potential that first year with the Royals because they're like, we feel really good about this guy. He just pitched in the CWS. But anyway, back to TCU. Like I was like, dang, Horned Frogs are fun to watch in Omaha. I could go to college there.
I think that's
Then-
what they do.
Yeah, it's Horned Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was, out of state tuition.
Yeah. Maybe if LaDainian Tomlinson was there at the time.
That's
that'd
true.
be pretty
Maybe.
cool.
Rip to the wallet.
By the way, the American Nightmare says his favorite Power Ranger was the pink one.
Nice.
Yeah, if you were, the most attractive one, I think was the pink one. Thomas,
They have how?
What?
How is the pink one?
Well,
the
they
most
take their
attractive?
Because you
suits
see
off.
them not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
And she, they're
When
all
they
like
change,
in
they have the
their
little
early
thing, and they
90s clothes.
do the arm thing, and they just hold it forward, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden they have the suit on, and they're just like,
Power
wow,
Rangers. Is it Unite?
and they're like, they
Yeah,
hit.
maybe they unite.
Is it Power Rangers Unite?
I don't think so.
I have not watched Power Rangers in years. I
And
never
then, like,
yeah.
anytime somebody got hit, it was just like sparks, and they were just like,
Well, remember the guys that they face always like had like this thing in the middle. If you hit them in the chest, they're dead.
yeah. But like
for some
the-
reason,
yeah,
that
they
was
would just-
Rita's army.
like I
was
said-
just a bunch of guys that go down with one punch.
Yeah, you like punch them, and then the sparks, and then they just fly back, and
Yeah.
then you're just
They
like,
morph.
victory.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. They morph. They morph. And then they can like all of their cars can turn into like parts of this giant guy.
It's basically Transformers.
Transformers, yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
It's morphing time.
Yeah, there it is.
Gosh.
Uh,
that takes me back to like going to the library, picking a book, and then going home and watching VHS Power Rangers
Nice.
and having zero worries in the world.
Was your book Goosebumps?
No, it was
No.
sometimes it was the no, we're not gonna get
The choose your own adventure like books.
Choose
Those
your-
are great.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? The Boxcar Children?
I never
yeah,
read that one.
something, Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
they were
that
all on
group of books.
adventures or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Or
Junie B. Jones. I read that. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah,
I
that's
did not.
another
I
one.
did
Love
not
Junie
read
B.
that
Jones.
one. The Magic School Bus.
You read that?
I read it and
I
then I,
watched
would
it.
watch
I just
the
watched
show,
it.
and
I
I
didn't
would
read
watch it and then I would play the online game.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I just watched it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Frizzle.
That's right, Miss Bristol.
Wow. What a trip down memory lane,
Yes,
fellas.
it was good to do it. All right, quickly, we'll get some football notes in here. Frank Solich walks so Tim Albin could run. The Ohio University coach Tim Albin now has agreed to a 2-year contract extension. There's a new clause in the contract that gives him an automatic year extension for winning 8 games.
Wow.
That's pretty nice.
So every time you win 8 games, you get another year.
That's right. That's pretty
Honestly,
good job.
I would ask for that in my contract wherever I was. I'd be like, all right, if I hit this win total, I get another year.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know what that win total would be at Nebraska. Probably 9.
Just never. Oh, that's an interesting.
That's a good
conversation.
question.
Because a lot of people would say that 9 shouldn't be the benchmark, but here we are.
But now that we all complained that
Like,
it shouldn't be the
it's
benchmark,
8?
It should be the
8?
benchmark.
and got kicked down.
Should it be 9 in the first 10 games?
Should it be 8?
No, it should never.
Right
It
now,
shouldn't be 8.
we can't go down to 8.
No.
That's where Ohio has it right now.
It should
Ohio's
be 9.
been to bowl games.
I know. They
Do you
were in
wanna
the MAC.
stu- you wanna stoop-
They were 10-4 last
You
year.
want to stoop as low as the Ohio Bobcats? I mean, they're pretty much the Omaha
Frank
Bobcats.
Solich did just fine in Ohio.
Oh yeah. I'd still say bring back Frank Solich and Troy Edwards for the Louisiana Tech game because that was Frank Solich's first game
Yeah.
here. And we got to find a way to get Frank back because there's got to be some sort of reason
For a sacrifice.
because otherwise he doesn't seem to be coming back.
Not a
Yeah,
sacrifice of Frank.
just sacrifice
No.
little red to
Yeah.
be yeah,
Not
to be
sacrificing
clear.
Frank.
Yeah. So also his the surprising from what Frank did there, was taken and brought that school. I think he's the all-time MAC wins leader,
Mhm.
but they never won the MAC. So he's still
That's
that's
weird.
still something out there. They haven't won the MAC since 1968. So we'll see if Tim Albin can get it done.
Well,
Former Husker coach himself.
Have we looked at the Ohio Bobcats 2023 schedule yet?
We have
No, we have not. Are you about to?
Are we going to see if
Let's
he
see if
can
they're
get-
big.
automatically get an extension?
Ooh,
Like,
let's see.
already
Let's
getting
see.
going?
Let's judge Ohio
All right.
based off the fact that we know nobody on the
So,
roster.
Yeah.
So they start with San Diego State on the road.
That's a tough one already.
Yeah, that's a loss.
That's a loss.
Sorry about it.
Then
on the
they
road.
play LIU,
Oh, that's a win.
That's a
which
win.
stands for nothing.
Does that count
It
for
says LIU Sharks.
There you
They
go.
do not
Yeah,
have
that's a created team
That
on
is.
the
They,
NCAA.
I made that
I was
team.
gonna say, that is FCS Midwest.
Yeah,
There you go.
yes.
FCS South.
Yeah, exactly. It says LIU Sharks, but there is no logo, so we don't have
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
any idea.
Yeah.
So that's a win.
That's a
Then
win.
they play Florida Atlantic. That's tough.
Yeah, could be tough.
I'll
Okay.
give him the win. I'll give him the win.
Okay, so they're 2-1.
Tom Herman's at Florida Atlantic.
I know he is. I love
Yeah,
Tom
true,
Herman.
that's true.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
He was pretty good at Texas.
I don't know why, but I love Tom Herman.
Not
So
like
that
not to Texas
Yeah.
standards, but
yeah,
pretty
so
good.
that puts Ohio at 2-1. Then it's Iowa State at Ohio.
Mm.
Iowa State goes to
Oh.
Ohio.
You know what? That's a win.
You can see that upset there.
That's
yeah.
a win.
That sounds like right after Iowa State beats Iowa, they lose to Ohio. That sounds like exactly
what should happen.
That's probably about what'll happen.
As is tradition.
So then Ohio plays Bowling Green.
That's a win.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are 1, 2, 3, 4-1. Kent State at Ohio.
Sorry, Golden Flashes.
Okay.
Oh,
5-1. At Northern Illinois.
That's
by
a loss.
Yeah.
5-2. Western Michigan at home.
That's a loss.
5-3. Miami, Ohio.
That's a win.
Okay, 6-3.
Is that Gabbert still there? He's been there forever.
Then, so 6-3. They need to win 2 out of the last 3.
Okay.
At Buffalo.
That's a win.
Are you sure?
Lindquist has got him going a
I
little
like
bit.
Mo Lindquist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a loss. I think they win their last 2.
Okay.
Central Michigan at home.
Mm-hmm. The Chippewas.
And at Akron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Akron. Yeah.
All right.
You can beat up the Zips.
Tim Albin, congratulations.
You got another year.
You have another year. We're here. But, Long Island University.
Oh, yeah. The Long Island
Thank
Sharks.
you, Scott.
As
Long
everyone
Island
should
Sharks.
I did
know.
not know that at all. No.
They need to develop a logo.
Absolutely.
Liu.
Yeah. Other college football note quickly. Michigan is tapping into the state of Ohio on the recruiting trail. They got a commitment from Ohio ESPN 300 running back Jordan Marshall. He's the third commitment from for Michigan from the state of Ohio in the 2024 class, along with another ESPN 300 player, offensive tackle Luke Hamilton. Harbaugh signed 4 recruits out of Ohio in 2023 after signing 9 prospects from the state in the 7 recruiting classes combined. So this appears to be a new strategy for Harbaugh going after some Ohio kids.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Michigan's taking over.
Michigan's the new Ohio State in Ohio even.
Obviously.
And Tim Albin is going to get a contract extension. That's what we like. All right, that'll wrap it up for the Ticket Water Cooler Happy Hour coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.